What is up, guys? Your girl is back already, and this time I wanted to take a second and discuss my thoughts or opinions on social norms. Someone gave me this idea a few days ago, and honestly, I didn't know how to start, so I decided to Google social norm examples, and I am in a page called examples.yourdictionary.com, and I like the little list that they have, so I'm going to read through it and say whether I agree or disagree, and if I disagree, I will supply my explanation as to why. So let's get started. So the first little section that they have is social norms regarding social, excuse me, regarding public behavior. And it says shake hands when you meet someone. I agree with that one, but honestly, in more recent years, I have noticed that not everybody goes for it, especially a younger social setting, because I have met some people recently and I did not feel any type of way at the fact that they were not extending their hand to greet me in the same manner that I wasn't doing so myself. I know every time I meet someone, that is my instinct to do so. But I believe that a handshake should be reserved for more formal situations. Whereas when you're meeting someone for the first time, I don't feel the impulse to like shake hands with someone. Probably because I'm someone who's weird about starting physical contact with strangers anyway. But I don't feel uncomfortable when someone doesn't shake hands with me, because trust me, deep down inside, I ain't trying to to start that. I know that it's the right thing to do, but it's not like my life is going to end as a result of that. Next is have direct contact with the person you are speaking with. When it comes to this one, it's great to have eye contact, but at the same time, if you cannot sustain it for the entirety of the conversation, that should be fine. That should be all right, because for me, sometimes eye contact is more of a gesture to demonstrate power sometimes. So if you're talking to someone who you know pretty well and the conversation is informal, I don't see why you need to really obsess over maintaining eye contact. For me, honestly, it's great when someone holds eye contact because it lets me know that they're truly focusing on me. But at the same time, I would feel like you're staring at me like a hawk, and I just don't know what to make of that sometimes. So that one, I encourage it, but do I live by it personally? Hell no. Consume alcohol in moderation. How about don't consume it at all? Because I don't need to consume it, and I'm living a perfectly happy life. Unless the movie theater is crowded, never sit next to someone. I always pick what I believe to be the best seat in the movie theater, which is the very center of the room. So if you think like I think, I don't mind you sitting next to me because you are paying a pretty considerable price to be in a room in the dark to watch a movie. It would really suck if you went to like a corner or the very front row when you're paying a lot for that. So at the movie theater, it doesn't really bother me if someone sits next to me when clearly there's plenty of room. But anytime I go to the movies, my boyfriend decides to go to like the showing, usually on the opening weekend or that Thursday that they start showing it or whatever. So we always end up being in a crowded theater to where I anticipate this. But in days when it's dead, I don't care, honestly. What I do mind is when I'm at the gym and there are a ton of treadmills or what do you call that, ellipticals and everything, and the stairs, and you decide to use the one immediately next to me. That I do have a problem with, only because normally people who work out seriously and you're in the cardio area, this is pretty much unavoidable. But you will be sweating like crazy and probably not smelling your greatest. For me, I like to avoid people at the gym extra, not because I have issues with body odor myself. It's more of a hygienic thing. Like, I don't want to be all over someone who has body fluids all over themselves, you know? So I don't know. I don't need to have someone standing next to me when I'm at the gym in the cardio area. So that would be the only time that I would make a big deal out of someone being next to me. Then this says, do not curse in polite conversation. Um, Honestly, I think cursing should be allowed more and not be treated like it's a terrible thing, because for me, cursing sometimes it's appropriate when used in a fine manner. I understand if you're in a in a like professional setting and like every other sentence you drop a curse word of some sort, that would make you seem not quite as reliable for me. But if you do it sparingly, it can really add more captivation to your topic. Like for me, someone who curses, honestly, sometimes I have a bias for them. My bias can be that I feel more comfortable and trust this person more because they're not trying to sugarcoat anything or trying to portray things for me in a pretty way. They're telling me things for how they are. If something is fucked up, then they say it as such. So, honestly, I don't mind people cursing in polite conversations, because it's also like you're keeping it real. And if curse words exist, it's because they help emphasize a point. So I don't know. I frankly don't care. And I also like to see that you are not stressed or restricting yourself from certain expressions just because you're in a polite conversation. I don't know. But yeah, that's just how I think. Do not stand close enough to someone to touch arms or hips. Do not stand next to anyone to touch them, period. Like, see, this is going to be a very biased answer for me because you guys know that I have issues with strangers' touch. But, but yeah, just don't, in general, don't touch anybody in any way. Like, your body should be able to tell you when you're entering someone's personal space. It's like this bubble that is not physically there, but it's implied. So just don't cross that. Just trust your gut when it comes to that one. Do not pick your nose. Of course not. I would say do it, but not immediately with your skin. Like if you have a tissue, if you have a napkin, do it, because I have been in those situations, especially during this season when there is simply a lot going on in your nasal cavities, and sometimes my nose just gets moist out of the blue. So I'm in a public setting and I have to just wipe whatever moisture is like accumulating in there or like dripping down even. So just take care of it. It's a natural process. Don't be embarrassed by it, but do not make it obvious that you're using your bare skin and then doing that. Like I never do that. So when you're in a public place, and especially a public place where food is within reach, yeah, please don't. Completely refrain from that. But if you are at your house, then you're free to do anything, but in public, just no. Wear clothing, especially of a similar style that others wear. You can wear whatever as long as you're wearing something. So on this one, I'm gonna have to disagree, because a lot of the times, yes, I do consider where I'm going to determine what I'm going to wear sometimes, but I'm all about comfort and battling the elements. So right now it's the cold season. I will have layers, and unfortunately, when I wear layers, I tend to not look my greatest because I'm concealing some of my better pieces of clothing, or I cannot wear my better pieces of clothing because they do not correspond with layers beneath them. So so never put your health on the line just because of appearance and fashion. So just no, no. Wear whatever as long as you're wearing something. Say please and thank you. Of course, I'm a person who completely applies that. Like that is just the rule for me, my go-to way of being. Be kind to the elderly, like opening a door or giving up your seat. I have an issue with giving up my seat because let's say that I am a pregnant woman. Do I still have to give up my seat? And not only that, but with the way I was feeling today, where I had crippling cramps, do I still need to have this mentality of I have to give up my seat? I don't think so. So I would say be cautious with that one. If you can, if you feel in optimal conditions to give up your seat, then do it. But at the same time, I'm thinking, yeah, I guess when they were young, they were the ones giving up their seats to their to their elders or eldest. What do you call that? Their elders. I had a tongue twister there. So, now I guess it's the time for us to give them that privilege. But at the same time, if you need to sit down, you need to sit down, period. You shouldn't look at who you are or what you are or how you feel. Like, are you young? Are you crippled or this and that to give up a seat? If you can, then do it. But if you already are sitting down, it should be first come, first serve. So it's like me when I'm at the gym. If someone were to tell me, can I have your bench? I must say no. And if they ask me, are you going to use your bench for very long? I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna use this bench for as long as I need to use it because I got it first. So if I can, if it's no big deal, my mind tells me to go ahead and do it because I like to make other people comfortable. But I don't have to be that way all the time. That's what I'm trying to say. So just play it by ear, really. Just use your judgment, um, analyze the situation, consider if this older person is really tired or something and you're not, then yeah, you can be considerate, but at the same time, do not feel morally obliged to do so because, I mean, first come, first serve. That's all I have to say. So, so yeah, like especially, I've never been on a train, but imagine if you're on a train and you have to stand up. Like, I don't know if the only way trains will operate is if everybody can sit down, or not, but I would assume so. But if the train or bus is already full, then you paid for that. They paid for it as well, but you paid for that. You were able to make it there on time or make it there first. So if you got a good spot, then you know you deserve the good spot. You deserve the comfort. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Um, Go to the back of the line. Of course, everybody should go to the back of the line. Last night, I was returning this really nasty drink that I picked up at a grocery store, and while I was waiting in customer service, I had to wait by myself for the first 2 minutes. And then some lady just rolled up there and she was like, is there someone on the way? And then some other employee said, yeah, she should be on her way. And then she was already like unloading her cart with the items she was returning and like right in front of the terminal. And in my mind, I said to myself, when the customer lady gets here, if you she's going to ask who was here first. If you say that you were here first, I must say like hell you were, because I mean, although I had time to in a sense spare, not too much, but it's all about the respect. So if I was there, respect the fact that I was there. So yes, you have to go to the back of the line always. Don't invade someone's personal space. Again, that's like the same note as the bubble. Yeah, don't invade someone's personal space. And let me also note that personal space also count as your belongings. Like I hate it when people hover over my stuff. Like if I have say my purse and I set it on top of a counter and you're just like circling around it like a vulture, something about it makes me uncomfortable. Like if I'm at a parking lot and your vehicle is clearly on the other end of the parking lot and for some reason you're circling around my vehicle, something about that just rubs me the wrong way. So just don't invade my personal space. So yeah, absolutely. Don't invade someone's personal space. That's a great norm to respect. When at someone's home, ask permission such as turning the television or using the bathroom. Freaking yes, because let me tell you, even though, like, back in the day when I used to go to my boyfriend's place a lot, we had been together already for like 2 years. I would still ask him if it's okay for me to use the restroom, if it's okay for me to like sit on the table, if it's okay for me to, on the rarest of occasions, I would need water, but I usually brought my own. But I remember one time I said, I either forgot my bottle or I ran out of water, something happened, and I was asking if I could have a little bit of his water. So, yeah, I always ask for permission for everything and anything. Like, hey, I see that you have, I don't know, this fluffy thing. Can I touch it? Because I'm curious. Oh, you have a dog, a cat. May I pet him? And stuff like that. I don't just go to an animal and just start touching them if they don't belong to me. So yeah, absolutely. Use permission for everything. And for me, I just feel like it's the right thing to do, because what if their restroom doesn't work properly and then I go in there and I mess things up, or just anything. You just gotta be considerate. So, yeah, absolutely. Stop at a red light. Like, what? They seriously have to mention that? Of course, you have to stop at a red light because that is a safety thing. And then go at a green light, of course, that is literally the law of stoplights and transit. Pull over for emergency vehicles. I have seen that on multiple occasions, and I do not pull over honestly because I don't see how I am going to be useful. Like, if I spot them from a distance and I can see that they have already dialed for help, I'm like, they have a phone, they got it. It would be different if they seemed to not have a way to really communicate to anybody that they need help. But if they have a phone, someone's going to help them out. Someone who can do something about it. But me, like, for instance, I have had to jumpstart people's cars like maybe 3 or 4 times in the time that I have had my car. My goal was to never jumpstart anybody. But my mom made the first decision while I was paying for gas. One time I came back and I was like, Mom, what's happening? And she's like, oh, they needed a jump. This was when my car was like pretty much brand new. And I said, okay, don't do that again because I need to know how jump starting affects me, like my vehicle. What does it mean? How, how does it affect my performance and everything? And then in addition, I don't want to be by myself trying to help jumpstart someone who I don't know, especially on a highway and if it's dark and everything. So when it comes to that one, I would say use your judgment, because I personally just do not feel safe only because I don't know what I'm doing. The other person may know what they need, but I just don't feel comfortable with that. If it were reversed, if I were the one who needs help, yes, I would like for someone to come to my aid, but I would prefer if I can have the aid come from someone who I know. It's just my comfort. But if it's an extreme emergency, like I am really, really far away from the reach of the people I know, then yeah, I would hope that I can get someone to stop. But that's what emergency numbers are for. So those are strangers assigned to aid other strangers. I am cool with that. But like the rest of traffic, it's kind of just strange for me. And normally, the places that I frequent anyway are pretty densely populated to where I could get to where I need to get walking. So, I don't know. I would say play that one by ear. Drive on the right side of the road in the United States. Of course, drive in the right side at all times, really, because there's people in parking lots who drive through the middle or like on the left side, like they don't give any craps. Like, don't do that because you are obstructing the flow of traffic, and like people anticipate that traffic is only coming from either the right side or the opposite end. If you are someone starting to cross a sidewalk and you're driving on the left side, this person is not anticipating that on the first lane that they're getting ready to cross, there is a car coming the opposite direction. They're anticipating that if they look to the left and there's no car coming, there is no car coming from that space from that lane anyway. So if you are supposed to be on your right lane, but you're invading the left lane, they may not notice you or see you, and you might hit them, and it's going to be your fault. A completely preventable disaster. So yeah, just obey laws, period. Just, yeah. All right, next point says do not be promiscuous. Yeah, please don't, because that creates a lot of problems. Nothing good comes out of that. Try to avoid burping or farting in public. Absolutely. Nobody needs to be hearing and smelling your biological business. Like, try to get to a secluded area and be kind and considerate of others. Um, but I understand that it's a natural process. So if you have to do it, then you have to do it. But yeah, please refrain from that as much as you can. Flush the toilet absolutely. Always. Say please when asking for something. Of course. Say thank you when someone does something for you. Of course. Call to let someone know you will be late. Oh my God, absolutely. I wish that people did better about communicating any inconveniences that they experience or that they're going through, because nothing rude than someone tells you at 3 o'clock I'll be there, and it's fucking 3:20, and you stopped doing what you were doing. You stopped going about your life because you are a punctual person, but this other person is not, and they don't have the decency to let you know, so that in that meantime you can do something, start something, and not be afraid of starting it because you're waiting on someone. Just, yeah, that's one of the rudest things ever. Just notify of any changes. Social norms on using the phone. Say hello when answering and goodbye when you hang up. Honestly, depending on who you are, I don't care. Sometimes the way I answer is yo. And sometimes the way I dismiss myself from a call is, like later or stuff like that. So it's natural and automatic that you will have some kind of a greeting and some kind of a dismissal. So for me, most of the people I talk to on the phone, they are folks I am close with. So I can greet them with an insult. And then if it's like a 1-800 number, of course, it's a polite, professional conversation. So I will not, I'll behave like normal. I'll be like, hello, and thanks a lot for your help, and have a good day, and da 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 da. I think those are acceptable forms of communication, but just don't make an issue out of something that does not deserve to be an issue. Is answering, or better yet, is not answering with a hello and concluding with a goodbye really going to be important in a week from now? No? Then don't worry about it. Reply to all texts and voicemails. Oh my God, yes. Always reply to texts, or at least acknowledge that you received them, because sometimes you are showing something to someone or informing them of something, and you expect at least an acknowledgement, but they don't tell you anything, and then you just don't know what to believe. So yeah, absolutely. Do not refuse to take a message. Oh, I mean, I don't care. Do not refuse to take a message. Yeah, like if someone says, can you tell so and so this and that? I mean, you're just naturally going to do it because you're the person who grabbed the phone. So, yeah, I mean, that's that shouldn't even be a thing that no, I'm not going to tell someone on your behalf that you called or something. Like, that's whack. Do not lie if someone has the wrong number. For safety reasons, sometimes I think that you should. Like if you're trying to really avoid someone and this someone is using a different number to get to you, I feel like it should be okay for you to lie. But if this person calls you a lot and they're trying to get a hold of someone and they call someone by name and they also your number is relatively new, then yeah, please inform them that the number that they are using no longer corresponds to whom they're looking for. You don't have to say who you are, but at least let them know that you are not who they think you are, so in a situation like that. So yeah, do not tell telemarketers you will call them back. Absolutely. Like sometimes sometimes I actually like to say that I will call back just so that they stop calling me. Because that way I'm having control of the time and situation, and those people who bug you a lot, you're not giving them they're not you're not giving them the means to keep bugging you. So do not pretend you're an answering machine. Man, what's wrong with having a little fun? Of course, I do answer some calls and pretend that I am an answering machine. I know how to live a fun life, not a dull one. Social norms when dining. Leave a tip for the waiter or waitress. Now, let me tell you something. I understand that supposedly they don't have solid wages when they literally do. What happens is that the way I understand this is how was it? Oh my god, it's been a while. I know it's something about you make you have a like a $2 wage or something, and then the rest you're supposed to complete through tips. But anything that your tips do not add up to complete your wage, your manager is supposed to make up for that and give it to you. But of course, no one wants to have that conversation with their manager because sometimes managers are all about saving the dollar. So, of course, you don't want to have that conversation of, hey, there weren't a lot of tips today, business was slow, or something, something. So, I am missing like $30 from my entire shift. No one wants to have a money conversation with their manager, but the truth of it is that you are supposed to be getting paid what your due is. So if you're not getting it, then of course you need to bring up that conversation. And if you cannot express that, then I encourage you to get a job, a different job. So with that note said, I don't feel compelled to leave a tip, let alone a tip for the percentage that is always recommended. I think it's 18% gratuity because I'm sorry, but if I go somewhere for a cup of, like, say, lemonade, I don't see why I need to tip you for that. I mean, if there was a self checkout and a cup for me to grab and then the dispenser, I would do it myself. If it's something that I can do myself safely in your facility, I don't see why I need to pay you for that. Now, going to the kitchen, grabbing my food from the chef and bringing it to my table, I consider that it is not safe for me to do that only because I will not have the proper attire. I will not have proper sanitation devices, like, say, gloves or something. So I don't want to contaminate your work zone with my presence. So in a situation like that, that's why I feel like I need to tip you for bringing me my stuff. But I don't think that I should tip you for like almost the price of me getting another meal. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what I mean by that is if I'm going to a restaurant and buying burgers and fries for $10, and then um, your your customer service may be outstanding, but I don't think that I should leave you like a $5 tip, I guess, when with that I could purchase another thing on the menu. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm probably sounding really cheap, but the point that I'm trying to make is that you already have a wage. You are already getting paid. So why do I, who already am your patron, I'm already paying your bills for your business and your wage, why are you asking me for extra? If you need more from me to sustain your business, what you need to do is raise the price on the menu, but not expect gratuity from me. You know what I'm saying? Like expect a tip from me, you know? That's what I'm saying, guys. I think that there should be a wage that's not a trick when it comes to this kind of employment. Like if you need to hire someone to do this job, then hire them for, say, the minimum. And because this tipping nonsense, to me, tips are rude, honestly. Um, because in some other instances, it's not okay to give a tip to someone. Like Publix employees, literally in their tag, it says, please do not tip me or something. So if they don't get tipped, then why are certain exceptions to the rule? That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm missing the point, and maybe I will never understand it because I actively look for jobs that are not in that industry like that. So I don't know. I don't know. I just do not feel compelled to leave tips, period. Like, I use my judgment when it comes to that one. So, anyways, chew with your mouth closed. Absolutely, because, like, it's just the sound of it is cringe worthy, like, super cringy, and also you run the risk of food falling out. So, just don't do that. Um, Men usually pay for dinner unless invited by the woman. Aha, this is an interesting one. So, I was brought up with the mentality that as a woman, I have to be taken care of. That the guy is the one who needs to be paying for everything and yada yada. Um, Honestly, I don't care. I sometimes, out of the blue, when my um, finances allow it, sometimes my boyfriend is like reaching for his wallet, and I stop him right there, and I have no issues reaching into my purse, getting my wallet out, getting my card out, and paying for a dinner. And other times, when he goes to the bathroom or something and the tab has already arrived, I already send it away, and it gets taken care of. I cannot always pay for our dinners as often as I would like to, but whenever I can, I make sure that I do it. Just because um it's the two of us enjoying stuff, and he's normally the one running the show. So of course I want to help him and let him know that I'm not trying to be a freeloader, that I also understand that this is coming out of his account and that I'm not taking what he's doing for granted. So no, men do not have to always pay for everything. In fact, if you are with someone who like makes it obvious that they expect for you to be taking care of everything. I don't think that's a healthy relationship to be in. I'm just saying, you deserve to be on the receiving end as well. You deserve to be taken care of and spoiled at some point. So, unless you just absolutely like to take care of your woman and you just want to spoil her rotten, then all right, you go for it. But yeah, I was supposed to be believing that men always have to pay for everything. And I'm like, when I grow up and I start dating my man, I'm gonna play it differently. So, let me see. Let me see what you're saying, hun. I don't mean to ignore you. Tipping in Europe is an insult to many places, even in the food industry. I can imagine that. I feel like one time I read something about France and stuff like that, like um, how it's rude to say something or leave a tip. I forget. I left my ex because she demanded me do everything. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't want a man to leave me just because they think that I'm useless or that I'm abusing them. Like, no. Yeah, and her mom taught her this crap. This is why I left her, and we had two children together. Reasons why I'm taking her to court. I'm sick of that. Yeah, you absolutely have your right to demand money. And yeah, like, yeah, please, if you ever feel used or like a utility or something, remember that she is a grown up and she needs to be able to get her junk, get her crap. Like, really, there have been just so many select times that I have asked a boyfriend for help, and I always got back to them. Either they accepted or they said, don't worry about it, but at least I demonstrated that I had the intention of returning stuff and that I wasn't trying to use them. It's just that sometimes life happens, emergencies happen. I cannot make ends meet sometimes, and I appreciate the help, but I am not thinking of you as you are my personal walking bank account. Like, no, that is just so rude for me. Um, like, yeah. Um, I kicked her out and was like, I'm cooking, cleaning, and taking you out to eat. She got stuff on birthdays. I never got anything in return, maybe. Some sex every once in a while. Yeah, that's why I now stay away from relationships. I mean, I wouldn't say you have to completely ban relationships from your life. Just make sure that you can be honest with yourself and identify a vulture when you see one. It's, well, I guess as a woman, for me, I can tell another bad woman by sight, but just believe me, don't condemn the entire population just on one experience or many experiences. It's possible to find good people out there, but I'm better without relationships. I have so much going for me. Well, there you go. If really, at least you tried having a relationship, you learned what you don't want on it and with it. So just use that as a guide to for future references. That's not what you're looking for. But yeah, I did stuff, IT stuff, and work and skills is my life. Well, that's great then. That's why I got it. I got fixed. Well, good. See, for me, I wouldn't like for men to tell me that they stay away from relationships when I genuinely feel like deep down I am a good girl. So, say if I were looking for someone, I wouldn't like for someone to tell me, you know what, I stay away from relationships because I have been used a lot. Like me having to prove my worth to someone because of their precedent. Like I wouldn't like for a guy to just like reject me because they have had bad past experiences. It's understandable that you'll be disappointed and defensive, but like I said, do not condemn all of the female population just because you had the misfortune of meeting a vulture one too many times. But anyways, but yeah, that's my opinion on men and paying for stuff. I know my worth, that's the thing. Yeah, I agree with you. I reject many women. Well, keep rejecting away if you feel well about it, but at the same time, I believe in love so much that I like to see people happy, especially when they are together. But at the same time, I have learned that it is possible to be happy without a relationship. Me personally, I can't function that way. I really dream of having a good functioning relationship, like one that makes me happy and satisfied and feel fulfilled and everything. But but at the same time, abuse cannot be tolerated, and that is a clear example of abuse. So it happened to be all but maybe one. All happened to be vultures. I'm not mad about it. Yeah, I mean, it if you're mad about it, you are justified, but I would say just do not like think that everyone is going to do that to you. That's all I'm saying. I do too and agree with you, but people are so selfish nowadays. It's true, but there are also people who still believe in like the basics and morals and everything. So anyways, I'm gonna proceed now with the rest. Do not talk with food in your mouth. No. Do not wear casual clothes in a fine dining restaurant. Man, once again, me and clothes, I don't give a crap. So, if you feel like respecting the atmosphere, then yeah, dress up, go for it. But when I'm going out to eat, I'm thinking about I am going out to eat, not about the experience I'm getting at the restaurant. So, I mean, it's whatever to me. I don't think everyone will do that to me. Well, that's good because I genuinely believe that not everyone is designed to get you, you know, like in a bad pun. Don't eat soup with a fork. I think the I think sometimes it is necessary for you to eat soup with a fork because some stuff just slips out of the freaking soup a lot, and I don't want to wait until I get to the bottom of the soup so that I can comfortably pick up, say, pieces of chicken without it sliding off my spoon. I mean, when it comes to eating and utensils, make your life easier. If you have a hard time eating something with a specific utensil, you go ahead and grab something that's going to make it easy for you. Like me and chopsticks. I don't know how to eat with chopsticks that well, but am I starving because of that? No. What I do is I get me a fork. Period. So, just yeah, I just don't care, man. Do not belch. I don't know what belch means. Do you know what that means? If you know, let me know. Cause wait, I can define it. Can I define it by touching it? Cause if I have to type something, then I can't. Yeah, no, I can't define it. It's not letting me. Oh well. Do not eat sloppily or fast. Oh, it means burping? Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Don't burp. See, the weird part is that they had already said burping earlier, so yeah. Yeah, okay, I got you. Um, okay. I tend to eat fast when I'm stressed out. And I am training myself to not eat fast because every time I do, I end up having problems with acid reflux and I may end up rejecting the contents and bringing them back out after I have ingested them. but but sometimes I just don't notice that I'm eating fast. So, um but on the note of eating sloppily, yeah, if you're in the presence of someone else, then totally don't do it. But if you're by yourself, eat however you want. Like, yeah, just eat however you want. Do not eat with your hands except for certain foods. Naturally, I never ever touch my food. Something about me touching food makes me feel this discomfort. So, no matter how difficult it is to pick up that last grain of rice in the plate, I am not vacuuming it. I am not throwing it away. I'm somehow getting it in between my fork and eating it. And then just chicken. I hate chicken that has bones in it, precisely because it is very difficult to get the flesh out using a utensil. And I absolutely hate the feeling of juices and grease on my hands, because then there's really no true way to wipe that off you while you're at a table unless you have like those alcohol wipes. And napkins leave you with that crusty feeling, and you don't want to get up to use a sink every time that you touch the chicken. And then what I hated the most was when my brother used to live with us. He would do that. He would eat with his hands and then grab the fork, grab his glass, and grab stuff, and then that freaking just dirt and gunk that everything he was eating had, it would be transferred to the freaking glasses and everything. So I just absolutely hated that, because some people just are not conscious of how their hands are contaminated by something. So you start touching many surfaces and spreading that dirt all over, and then you're tripling your work. You gotta clean the kitchen, you gotta clean your table, you gotta clean the floor, and on top of that, every single surface that you touched when you were not mindful about your hands being filthy, and you just spreading everything everywhere else. I have too much common sense for that. And I feel like an alien because not everybody thinks that way, and I feel like everybody should. So, anyways, do not eat off another person's plate or use another person's utensils. Ha! So, alright. So, for the longest time, I could never ever drink from someone else's glass. Like, never. Or a straw or anything. But when I started dating people, somehow that grossness went away. Now, if it was like, say, my mom's cup, I would probably have an issue with that. But if it's a boyfriend, I never have a problem with it, because for fuck's sake, I make out with you. So how am I going to be grossed out by your mouth germs being on a cup? You know what I'm saying? So, same thing with a fork and stuff like that. Like, the only way I would reject it is if you ate shrimp and you're trying to get me to try something, and I'm like, I cannot use your utensil because I can end up at the hospital from this. But if there's no shrimp involved, I can absolutely mess with my boyfriend's utensils. But yeah, it used to be so freaking terrifying and disgusting for me to drink from someone else's cup or using the same straw or same fork and everything. But for some reason, boyfriends, I don't mind that, because like I said, we freaking do stuff already. So like, how are we going to be grossed out by that? And then, on the note of eating off someone's plate, sometimes I like to be playful and steal that one French fry. But if you order something that I'm intrigued by, I always like to ask before just reaching for it. Because I have met people who invite themselves into their foods. Mom, for example, she has this nasty habit of anything that I bring to the house that's new, she just like digs into it. Like, woman, why? I don't do that to you. Like, I brought a new flavor of hummus a couple of months ago. And, I was snacking on it, eating my carrots, snacking on it. And then she had chips or something. And she went right into my container and just dipped that stuff in there. Like, what if I don't want for my hummus to be contaminated by, say, corn? Because if you dip chips in there and your chip breaks, there's going to be corn sediment there, and that's going to bother me. So let the woman live. She can get her own food. She can get her own hummus, but when I bring my stuff, I am counting on having what I brought. So if someone's digging into it and not replacing as they consume, that will irritate me because it's like, all right, if you want to eat from my stuff, you can eat it, but I brought it for my consumption because I have a diet plan. So unless you're going to be replacing at the rate that you consume, don't mess with my stuff. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to food, I'm sorry, but I am very specific because I have to take care of myself. There's stuff going on with me. So, but just don't mess with my stuff unless you ask. More than likely, I will say yes, but there are times in which I have exactly what I need for something for myself. So just don't fuck with my food. I'm the same way. I was married and had that issue. Yeah, see? Like, yeah, yeah, we gotta respect stuff. If it's something that I don't do to you, like if I don't steal your stuff, then don't steal my stuff. Or do not invite yourself to try my stuff without even asking me. It's not cute, it's not funny, it's not fun, it's just flat out rude. And rude people tend to mess up the quality of my day. That's all I'm saying. I would buy certain types of food and her children will eat all of my food or her. Yeah, exactly. Like if you want to eat, then you fucking work for it. Unless you're a child. If you're a child, then okay. I understand why you lack the resources subs to like sustain yourself, but if you're a grown ass adult, I'm sorry, I cannot respect you taking from someone and not giving back. That's all I'm saying. I'm like, damn, I only take up 10% in the refrigerator and people are still eating my food. Children, I didn't care about her though. I'm like, damn. Yeah, exactly. I feel what you're saying. I absolutely do. So that's my opinion on that one. Do not walk through a drive-through. Yeah, I would say don't do it because that space is intended for vehicles, so it's really a safety thing. Do not order something that is not on the menu. Now, let me tell you something. If you're a restaurant, you mess with food, right? You're trying to make money. Just go ahead and do what you gotta do. If you have a, say, a chicken BLT sandwich and your burgers only consist of bacon and cheese, if your customer says, I would like a BLT burger, just go ahead and do it. I know that this is a very generic example. Every place I've been to, they will accommodate you substituting ingredients and stuff, but I'm just trying to say a menu item that may not exist is the burger with the specifications that I'm asking for. But if it's in your reach, just freaking do it because if you don't take care of me as a customer, I'm gonna go somewhere else because I'm going to be annoyed that you cannot make a simple change and someone else is getting my business and you're not. So it's not me being entitled, it's just you are a restaurant, you have food, I am hungry, I have expectations, I am going to pay for this, I want to be happy with my purchase. What is so insane about that? So yeah, if something is not on the menu, but the ingredients exist in your restaurant, just effing fix my meal and we'll worry about the pricing later. Like, if you're concerned about inventory and stuff, then pick the item that closely matches what kinds of ingredients are being used in this order. But do not take care of the customer just because, you know, you don't want to fix something because it's not in the book. Like, unless it is a preparation concern, like a specific plate needs a specific training to have it fixed, then all right, I can understand that. But if it's something simple, then just fucking take care of your customer and period. So yeah. Do not ask for substitutions if no substitutions is listed. See, I just mentioned it and I wasn't even looking ahead. Yes, freaking, if I ask for substitutions, just give me my substitution because I have a very strong reason why I'm asking for that substitution. So, once again, accommodate me as a customer and you will have my business. This is why I always order salad most of the time. Man, salads are boring. And not only that, but they're expensive for what you get. So you might as well get a whole container and fix it to your liking at home. I'm just saying. Let's see. Social norms on elevators. I didn't know there was such a thing, so let's see what this says. Nod or say hello to others on the elevator. Fucking no. I don't look at people when I'm out in public. I don't look at anybody when I'm at the gym. My boyfriend's always like, "Oh, did you see our colleague so and so?" And I'm like, "No. You know that I don't look at people." "Oh, did you notice that person who?" No. No. So imagine in a confined space. No. I will know you spatially, like where you are. If something happens, then I know which figure did something. But I don't need to be like looking at you. I feel much better once I drink some beers. No, I get a salad with salmon. Excellent. I've never done a salad with salmon because I don't like cold meats, like cold salmon, cold chicken. I can't stand that. But and I also cannot stand, say, I have a salad. Salads are always cold because they're refrigerated. And then I have a hot ass, like, salmon fillet or chicken, and it's, yeah, yeah, no, just, no, keep them separate. So, okay. Face the front. Yeah, like, how do you not face the front when you're in an elevator? Like, the only way I wouldn't is if there's like a window behind me in the elevator. Um, but I don't even completely turn my back on the door. What I like is to just look to the side from a side angle. That's what I mean. Um, I normally like to eat healthy too, but I don't obsess over it, because no matter what, I know that at some point I'm gonna die and worms are going to eat me. So never push extra buttons only for your floor. I don't know why people obsess over pushing so many buttons in the elevator, but I guess I agree. Do not keep the elevator running if it's unnecessary, because then the person who truly needs the elevator to get somewhere is going to have to wait unnecessarily because the elevator is making all those extra stops that you told it to. So, yeah, do not go elevator surfing. I guess they mean just ride it for no reason. I mean, I'm not someone who finds elevators all that fun, so I can't see myself agreeing with or disagreeing with this. So never stand right by someone if you are the only people on board. Oh, hell no. You guys know that I need my space. Do not say I'll wait for the next one if only one person is on board. See, I have a conflict with this one because, okay, if someone is already in the elevator and they are not getting off in the floor that where I'm trying to board the elevator at, if I'm really that socially uncomfortable, I will avoid the person and fucking not tell them about it. I'll just be like, just kidding, I changed my mind. Or maybe just flat out ignore them. But I've never been in a situation where I need to skip an elevator ride just because someone is there. Like people's existence in an elevator does not bother me unless the elevator is completely drowning in people. But this said only one person. So yeah, no, no. Social norms in the classroom. Never use a cell phone. Of course not. How do you even have time to look at a phone? There is no way that you can be listening to the lecture or the lesson or the lecture. Or, I repeated myself. The lecture or the lesson if you're on the phone. Like, when you're learning, you cannot multitask like that. So, like, because trust me, I'm good and not even I can do it. So, just don't do it. Do not listen to music with headphones. Now, if the teacher is not talking and we're in the middle of an assignment, I think we should be allowed to listen to music because I function better if I'm being creative or if I'm studying. I function better with music. Like, everything about my day is better with music on. So, like, I take a shower with music playing, I get dressed with music playing, I drive with music playing, I cook with music playing, I read with music playing. Yeah, yeah. So, what makes you think I don't study with music playing? Do not sit in other people's assigned chairs. Of course not. Do not stare at the teacher. Now, if the teacher is lecturing, yes, I will look at them because that's how I pay attention. But if the teacher is like writing and drawing and showing something on the board, of course I'm not looking at the teacher, I'm looking at the board. So, eh. Come to class prepared with books, paper, pens, etc. Oh my God. Yes, I used to be the one person that people would go to for supplies as if I were at Walmart because I always had two of everything: two stacks of paper, two notebooks, two pens of every color available, two pencils, two everything. But I always said, I am going to lend this to you, but I expect it back because I keep track of this stuff. Because it's not fair that I can be responsible, but for some reason, your ass cannot be responsible. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oops. Okay, let's see. Never read other material during class. Of course not. Social norms regarding personal behavior. When guests come to your house, you should offer drinks or food. See, mom taught me to be that way. But I personally like to wait for the person to tell me that they fucking need something. Because most of the time, like 97% of the time, when I offer people something, they say, no, I am good. I'm fine. I don't need anything. The other 3%, they say they want water. So if they have a need, they will express it. They have a voice that they can use and then express their needs. So me just immediately jumping into, can I get you something? Da 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 da. That's just not who I am. Period. So you offer the moment people come in. See, that's great. Good for you. But for me, I'm not bothered if someone doesn't offer me anything when I walk in, you know? Actually, I ask before they come over. See, that's good. Um, if it works for you, if you can do it, then great. But for me, I'm all about tell me things. Like, I don't like to feel this pressure that people have expectations from me. I'm already inviting you to my house and accepting you to my house. So just if you feel like you need something, just effing tell me. It breaks the ice so people are not feeling awkward. Excuse me, I am the socially awkward person here. Accommodate me, all right? I'm not going to accommodate you when I cannot accommodate myself in life, you know? Southern hospitality. See, my family values are supposed to be the same way because my mom was like that, my grandma was like that. And they are to this day, but it's just that me personally, just me doing that, it's just not who I am. If you need something, just tell me. But do not have expectations of, I'm gonna visit Zamri, so I expect for her to immediately open the door and be like, bitch, are you thirsty? I'm just not, I'm just not that kind of person, you know? So if you need something, just tell me. Because what if I'm one of those people who doesn't believe in drinking water? I'm not going to give you like fluoride infested water for you to ingest. So it's not who I am, but it's courtesy. See, just because I don't have that kind of courtesy doesn't mean that I'm a piece of shit human being. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be outstanding at everything else. It's just that those things is not stuff that I'm worrying about, you know? So maybe I'm just such a low maintenance person, but people are dying in this world. This is just not a discussion that we need to be having, a debate that we need to be having. I look at this after the first time. Don't expect me to do it afterwards. All right. Pay for groceries after you shop. What? Pay for groceries after you shop. What's the difference? I feel like that's a trick question. I'm low maintenance also. Trust me, we think alike. That's awesome. Anyways, I'm not sure on pay for groceries after you shop because I think if you don't, you're stealing. So, yeah, that's common sense. Mow your lawn. Fortunately, given my diva status, I live somewhere where that's part of my monthly bill, so it gets automatically done for me. But if I were a homeowner, then yes, please keep your what am I saying? Yard clean. Apply sunscreen at the beach. Not at the beach, apply sunscreen at any time. Like the sun's rays are bad whether you are on the coast or whether you are in a forest. Always apply sunscreen, even on cloudy days. Like that's a good anti-aging initiative. Do that and your body and skin will thank you in the years to come. Brush your teeth. Absolutely. Like, how can you even live with yourself with your mouth feeling all crusty and disgusting and like you can see like saliva stretching when you open your mouth and everything? That's just effing gross. I'm dark skinned. I don't need that crap. I have natural SPF 30. Well, skin is skin. And while you do have an advantage, one of the original people, oh, you're really that old? Ooh. Um, now, while dark skinned people do have that, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Melanin. Um, that gives them that advantage, that edge. Skin is skin. You still should take care of it. So just apply a little bit of it because as far as I know sunscreens can go up to like SPF 50, so that means that there is some stuff that you are not blocking. So I do. I don't need it. Oh, wow. Lucky for you, but I would encourage anybody, regardless of skin, to go ahead and apply sunscreen just because it's the safest bet. If the product exists, then just don't take your chances. And then shower or bathe. Absolutely. Like I was reading the title for an article that said what happens to your body if you don't bathe for a month. And I'm like, bitch, you're gonna have maggots all up in there because damn. I just like the longest I have gone without taking a shower was 2 days, and it was because I was traveling from Kansas all the way back to the East Coast. So we did not really have a lot of funds to just throw away. So we felt like we could make it safely just sleeping in our car, and then save hotel money. But good God, the first thing I did when I got back home was to immediately take the greatest, most epic shower ever. So let's see, I'm going to send you a video about the sunscreen thing. All right, then you go for it. For me, it's just, I guess since I'm not entirely dark skinned, I just take the initiative of applying sunscreen, but I would expect that everyone could benefit from using it, even if it's a little bit. So I went longer than that without a shower because of the military. Yeah, I've known people like that, and I admire that you can train your mind, I guess, to be comfortable with that because you don't have a choice. But for me personally, it's like I have a choice, and my choice is that I will shower daily because showering daily surpasses, like, the benefits of doing so daily to me give me better results than if I were to do it just once every month, like some articles suggest, or once every week. Like, just no. How can you live with yourself? Your skin feels clogged. It feels like it's not breathing properly. You feel like this, especially your armpits. Like, it doesn't smell right. It doesn't feel right. Like, you have layers of sweat just stacking up on top of each other. Like, just no. F that. Let's see. Social norms vary between countries and from social class to social class to social group, blah, 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 blah. All right. Well, that concludes their ideas and contributions of social norms, from this little website. Yeah, I had fun going over all of this because even though it's stuff that I had thought about, there were some that I hadn't thought about, such as, let me see. I don't even remember. But yeah, most of these just feel like no-brainers, really. So, anyways, yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna turn this off. And yep, yeah. You should do the Southern accent challenge. Now that you mentioned that, one of my pending video ideas has to do with impressions of people, because I get told that I make impressions, good impressions, so often that I'm like, that's gonna be something that I do. And people actively tell me that I should pursue that as a career, and I'm like, I'm not sure about that, but I do believe when they say that I make good impressions. So someday I will come up with a video like that. And then I also contemplating doing accents. But the thing of it is, I was afraid that if someone else watches me doing that, I don't want for it to look like I'm being disrespectful or doing a mockery. Like I have fun imitating people, imitating sounds, but 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 yeah, that's what's hindering me and keeping me from doing an accent impression video. Um, just YouTube Southern accent challenge. All right, but yeah, I have thought about it. Um, a lot of people has done it. All right, I have never seen any of those videos to tell you the truth. So yeah, I guess I'll do it at some point. I would really have to like think about it. I would need to think about people who I know with a southern accent, like a thick southern accent. Because my boyfriend's from the south, but he's not really. He doesn't sound that southern, but his sister does. So I have someone in mind, but I'll keep my ears open for southern accent accuracies, but yeah, I definitely want to have a crack at the northern accent because I know someone who's from Rochester, New York, and oh my God, her speaking is all I live for. I have told her, girl, if I had your accent, I would never shut up. It's really just a list of words you say. Okay, um, I guess I'll have to look that up. I know that words that sound different in the South are laugh, right, now. Um, what else? I don't know. See, I cannot think about this on the go. I need to be like recreating something that someone said, like reenacting something. Otherwise, I can't do it. You're cooking with gas or something like that. um, what else have I heard? Bowman. I totally forgot that you are the bowman. Bojangles. Yes. Why isn't your name Bo? Forget the DH nonsense that you. Yeah, this thing is doing that bullshit again where it tells me that it has very bad connection and I have all the reception in the world, so whatevers. Whatevers, I'm back. Um, while I'm at it, I'm gonna drink some water. So it's been a time since a sister had a sip. Fantastic. Um, yeah, as far as I know, I was completely dragging your name. So as I was saying, hey, Bo. Hey. Oh man. All right. Let's see what else. Okay, you said my name. Okay, you said why my name is different. Why is your name different? Sorry, I'm confused. I feel like I skipped the comment. And wow, my stomach is really making some noise. um, let's see. Now I'm really intrigued by the Southern accent challenge. Yes, because I log into this YouTube. DH is my main account. Bo was going to be my other account for podcast. Well, I request that whenever you participate in here, I want to see the name Bo. So if you gotta use your other account, then you do your other account. Because I say so. There's just no way that my sass can last for long. I always like completely blow it at the end because I start laughing like uncontrollably. So I'm like a very harmless kind of troll. Like I just cannot hold it for long. There is a list of words and questions for the southern accent. You ain't the boss of me. Haha. Sassy. I ain't I ain't the boss of you, but I will be the death of you. Um, just kidding. Um, let's see. Did I get back to everything you have said? I don't. I would feel bad if I accidentally skip a comment. No, I'm pretty caught up. All right. Excellent. Well, I believe this is a good stopping point. And yeah, because I have a ton of cleaning to do in the kitchen. How do you pronounce? That is such a difficult question. Let me tell you why. Because I am never effing sure. Because everybody says it so differently. But I like to say caramel, like caramel. But I know that people say caramel, caramel, like something like that, caramel. Some people say caramel or caramel. I like to say caramel because there is fucking CAR, which is cara, and then MEL, which is mel. How do you pronounce aunt? People say aunt. It's aunt. There is a U there, so it's more of an sound. Where do people get ant from? It's not ant. Ants is that little tiny ass creatures who crawl on the ground. So, whatever. How do you pronounce root? I say root because French and root. So I used to say route, but then when I learned that the word router, I did not want to confuse that. So I completely officially said root is really the best way to say it. Although I know that the word loud is LOUD, so it should be route, loud, to make the rhyme. But tell me, does English really care about that? Like, when do people even consider that? When is that even correct? Like, the English people don't even know what they're doing with their own language. So yeah. This is some of the questions, and you should do it. You said tiny ass things on the ground. Yeah, because they are tiny ass things on the ground. Like they are. Like I know that fleas are technically smaller than they are, but yeah, they annoying living beings in the ground. But at the same time, they have a crucial role. So I'm not really going to roast them right now. But anyway, I hate when people say "and." It makes me mad. Excellent. Let's have a virtual high five. There you go. Excellent. Because it is supposed to be aunt. Because, like, when I hear people talking about their aunt, it's like, all right, you have an aunt as a pet. like, did you really, like, induce some radioactive shit into an ant and you made them so big that now you consider them a human and part of your family? How much how much comic book shit do you watch to make that happen? So that's why I hate the word aunt being used to describe one of your parents' sisters. What is that bubbly carbonated drink called? Soda? Last question, I swear. Soda? Or pop? Yay. Yeah, I know. Like, people from the north, they say pop, don't they? Is that the reason you ask your question? Ask your question? I'll never forget the first time I heard someone say X. Pop or soda pop? It's soda. Yeah, like, for me saying soda pop, it's kind of redundant. That, and I don't believe in the word pop being used to describe soda. What is even the origin of pop? Because, pop already has its meaning, like popcorn, because it pops, like so. I'm trying to see the logic behind that word, but I just cannot. They are different, really, I think. Yeah, I think so too. So. Also, when I read a bubbly carbonated drink, I thought of sparkling water. So that's what I was going to say originally. But then I felt like you were looking more for soda, given the topic. It's like my mind quickly caught it, and it was like, oh, yeah, he wants to know if I use soda or pop or soda pop. So I made the association quickly. So, yay me. What do you call gym shoes? Um, it really depends. So, like, I will attempt to, oh God, what did I do? Okay, okay, there we go. Um, yeah, what is this window, anyways, um, it really depends because some things are sneakers, some things are running shoes. So I pretty much refer to everything as just shoes. Like, it is rare that I say tennis shoes only because it is understood that I am talking about shoes, and if we are at the gym, then you can visualize what kind of shoes I would wear to the gym. Same thing with if I am dressed up casually and someone says, I like your shoes. I know that the kinds of shoes that I would wear for, say, an interview have a special name, but I don't know it, and I'm pretty sure that the person doesn't know it either. So, I call them shoes, like always call them shoes. And in the rarest of occasions, I may refer to some as sneakers because sneakers are like they have their own design going on. So I like to really call those by what they are. So let's see. I didn't see the thing that you said after they are different, really. So then, if I were to read your comment with a southern accent, I would try to say, we call it soda down south. Something like that. We call it soda down south. Something like that. Like in my mind, my southern accent sounds much better than what I can physically enunciate. So, are you feeling better? Yes, I am feeling significantly better actually. I have been resting this whole time, but when I stand up for longer than 2 minutes, the cramps tend to creep in to me. But do you say cotton? Like CAU, I say it as caught. And then COT would be caught. And then CUT would be cut for me. I never thought about that. I never thought that I say that differently. Caught. Caught! I caught it! I feel like that's how my friend would say it. My friend from Rochester. And did you, you caught that? I say it the same. Excellent. Some people say caught. I caught it. I caught it. Hey, that dog, I totally caught it. Caught is something you sleep on. Yeah, I'm having issues with my like touch screen to where I'm trying to get it to display the comments, but it doesn't sound like me. Sound like me. I am having way too much fun with this. Dog instead of the yeah, yeah, exactly. That dog. What up, dog? Oh man, this is too fun. It's true. See, some people make more of a tr sound like CHR when there's a T attached to an R, like TR. Like it's true, whereas I say true, like true. Like I try to emphasize that there is a T and not mimic the sound of a CH, you know? Uh, yeah, yeah. Make sure that I didn't skip anything. Yeah, some people say, how many cats do you have? Other people say, how many cats do you have? Like, do you have a cat? That's totally more northernish, I guess. Let's see. I know that I have said this one already in a past stream, but then there's also the iron and iron battle. Like, I haven't taken my iron supplement, but it's supposed to be, for me, I naturally say it as iron. That northernish makes me cringe. What, you don't like carpetbaggers? You don't like carpetbaggers? Well, guess what? I have a lot of carpetbagger friends, and I guess my accent tends to have a little bit of a bias more for northern pronunciation. So, do you say going or gonna? When I type, I say gonna. Like if you look at my emails, I say wanna, gonna. But if I am on a more polite, professional setting, I complete my sentences. I slow down in speech and I'm like, yes, I am going to da 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 da. But if I'm speaking to a friend, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go there and we're totally gonna have a blast and this and that. So it's funny, sound like New York or Jersey. Let's see. Another one of my favorite words that my friend says is basket. Basket, do you need a basket? um, and then bar and car. What else? Car, bar, bag, um, basket. What else? Have. Do you have any more change? Like, yeah, yeah, words like that. I just love it. Like I always tell her, if I had your accent, I would never shut up. So, so yeah. I guess want is another kind of different word because I have heard people say want, other people say want, and do you want it? You want it? Do you want that? Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, but others have a more sound like want. You want that? Yeah. But in the South, I hear more of a do you want it? I can't do it, man. I have to, in order for me to sound southernish, I have to think about it really hard. So, yeah, do you want it? You want some of that? Nah, see, I ended it with a northern sound. Um, you won't, you want that? You want that? Yeah. Yeah, it's really hard for me. I really, really, really have to think about it. Um, and the how you doing? You know, that's another one I hear a lot. Um, at first, I was so confused. I'm like, hi? Are you saying hi, period, you doing, dot, 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 question mark, for me to finish the sentence or what? I stopped sounding as Southern because I traveled around to different places, but when I'm around people and get comfortable, my Southern comes out a lot. People make fun of me. My friend from Rochester also says the same thing. She's like, "So I am going to New York. So when I come back, I'm really gonna have my accent back. So you're really gonna have fun with that." And I'm like, "Oh yes, I love it. Please come back already." And it's true because I immediately tell her about it. I'm like, "Yeah, you weren't joking when you said that your New York influence was going to, make a comeback." But you know what's crazy? I know someone also who works with us who is from New York, but he sounds a little different. I forget which part of New York he's from, but it's a completely different area. Therefore, he sounds a little different. Like he doesn't say bag and stuff like that, but but you can hear some similarity, but it's not the same. Here is a list you should say. All right, here we go. Aunt, roof. That's awesome. Well, I naturally say roof, but I know that I feel like over here I hear people say it as the roof, something like that. Root, theater, iron, which of course I completely dub as iron, salmon, which originally I say salmon, but I know that over here it's salmon, caramel, but caramel. Oh, fire is a good one. Are you ready for this? In the South, it is the fire. It caught fire. The leaves on the ground caught fire. Caught fire. Okay, I'm out of control. I will recover. Just give me a second. Oh my god, there's a fire. But anyways, my real original way of saying it is fire. Fire. Like with an kind of sound at the end. Fire. The fire. No, I can't get over it. Oh my god. Water. See, I grew up saying it like water, but because I used to say the T's and everything like water, but now I say water more. But I know that over here it tends to be water. So I have been training myself to say that when I go to restaurants so that I make myself clear in the beginning and I don't get asked for a clarification or a repetition, but whatever. What matters is that I am communicating in the proper language, and if you don't get it, you just don't get it, period. So anyways, um let's see. Um oh, that state is tricky. See, when I was watching the news, I would hear people say New Orleans, like New Orleans, something like that. But I heard a teacher from Michigan who I had in eighth grade say it as um, New Orleans. But for me, originally, I say it as New Orleans, like Orleans. It's almost like I'm saying O-R-E, or, and then lands, Orleans. So, yeah, yeah. That tree nut is tricky for me because my best friend used to say pecan, and I originally say it as pecan. So I don't know what's right. And then both. There is a tricky way of saying both. I didn't know that. Anyways, that's my original and only way that I know how to say it. This one is gonna be awesome. Again. Originally I say it as again, but I feel like over here it's again, like gan, like the. I feel like the spelling for that should be Aguean to sound like again, again. But for me, I say again originally. But given the influence of the people who I surround myself by and listen to them more often, I learned to say again. So, anyway. Uh, this is gonna be another fun one. Are you ready? So, probably, I say it as probably originally, but I know that in the South, the only acceptable way of saying it is probably. I'll probably go. Yeah, probably. I can't even say it right, but it's probably. Yeah, it's probably over there. Like you skipped an entire syllable. So yeah, that was good. Alabama. See, originally I say it as Alabama, but I understand that it's Alabama, something like that. That is amazing. All right. I originally say lawyer, but I know that in the United States it's the lawyer, something like that. I gotta speak to my lawyer about it, something like that. Oh my God. Okay, this one is so controversial for me because I work with this word on a daily basis, but everybody says it differently. So some people say coupons, other people say coupons. For me, I originally say it as coupon because coupe. There's that French influence again, coupe. So coupe on. So not coupon, but me, my slang is couponi. I like to say couponi. Aha. I originally say mayonnaise, but I know that the like Americanized version is mayonnaise. Like mayonnaise. Something about saying it really fast does the trick. Pajamas. Yeah, that's what I say. And then caught, and then naturally, which I understand over here is it's naturally. Naturally. Yeah, but I say naturally. Like I kind of break it. I say nat and then truly, like naturally. But I know that it's mostly naturally. Like, do you hear the difference? Like naturally versus naturally. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Aha. Originally, I say aluminum, but I understand that in America it is aluminum. Like, I guess if it were another language, they would throw an accent mark somewhere in there. Cracker Jack. I say Cracker Jack, but I know it's Cracker Jack. Doorknob, envelope. Yeah. You choked on your drink when I said fire. The fire, you know what I'm saying? The fire. Can't forget about the fire. I put a lot of those out in a day at my job. So, anyways, probably killed me. I choked on my drink. I told you I was gonna murder you. I would be the death of you. Um, but yeah, you reminded me that fire is one of my favorite words here in the South. The fire. And you know, people who don't say the truth, they're liars. They're liars. Another one of my favorite words, liars. You're a liar. But originally, I say liar. Like liar. Desire. Liar. Desire. You know? I just fulfilled one of my desires. Okay, I think I'm done tripping the South. Savage? You think I'm savage? Oh man, this has been way too fun. Like I don't know how I'm not in pain right now from all the pressure that I'm applying to my abdomen. you know? But anyways. Oh, I guess that would be another word. My boyfriend says abdominal, but I want to say abdominal. So, there you go. A little bonus that we weren't counting on. At some point, you said, sound like me. So, sound like me. This has been way too much. Now I'm desperately looking for more words for me to just completely say. Let me see. I'm going to read one of your earliest comments to see if I can do a southern impression of it. Yeah, and her mom taught her Yeah, and her mom taught her this ish. This is why I left her and we had two children together. Reasons why I am taking her to court. I got sick of that. I can't do it, man. I have to like wake up feeling southern because if I'm thinking about doing an impression, then I can't do it because my impressions normally come naturally and I'm not thinking about it. But yeah. Um yeah, I can't do it. I have to be like, okay, today my role is I'm gonna be from the south, so you making fun of me now? I feel like I even type southern. Say hunting. Some people say hunting. I say hunting. So, and yes, I'm making fun of you because me sassy. Anyways, I feel like I even type southern. Isn't that fantastic? Like when you like my friends when they text me, I can hear their voice in their texts. I say honey. Like hunting, I guess. You're going hunting, something like that. Yeah, I feel like that's how my boyfriend says it. Yeah, they were hunting over there. Yeah, I saw some people hunting. Yeah, something like that. And then the people who go camping, they start a lot of fires. I'll never get over that. I'll never get over how I completely just flamed the word fire. The irony. You had too much fun. Of course I did. Like, today wasn't exactly like the funnest day ever. Like, what was supposed to have been a totally routine day just turned into me having to leave, and then I lost some hours, so I have to make up for that at some point, and I skipped the gym because I was like, there is just no way that I can be active today physically in any way. And had I gone, I would have been really miserable because um, standing up was just so hard for me. So, and right now I have like a big mess in the kitchen, so I'll have to find the courage to get up after the stream and do at least 50% of that, and the rest is gonna wait until tomorrow because I told mom, do not expect any productivity from me because it's probably not happening. So, anyways, what do you call a shopping cart? A cart, but over here they call them buggy. Like when I first heard buggy, I thought, why are they referencing something that, like, why are they saying, am I a buggy person? Like someone who bugs you? Oh, you're really buggy. Do you need a buggy? Like, fucking what? I don't need to be bugged, you know? But yeah, I never made the association of buggy being a cart. A food cache device designed to accommodate you and your splurges. Yeah, now I wonder what's the history of that word? Buggy. What do you call a group of people? A congregation? I say y'all. Oh my god, yes. That was one of the things that shocked me when I started living in the South. I'm like, just what? You can really not say you all or you folks or, you say y'all. Y'all better stop it. Y'all better stop it. Y'all. Hey, y'all. Oh, man. Um, y'all got issues, man. Y'all people are crazy. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think what other things people say. But you see that? I was already like a congregation. I did not think of y'all at all. Like, that's not the first thing that comes to mind. So, and that's another thing that I'm training myself to say. I used to say at all, like, it sounds like ATOLL, but I am trying to say at all. So I'm just trying to slow down a bit and be like, I don't think that at all. Because I want to say, I don't think that at all. But I can only do that if I think about it. But in my original, like, no strings attached accent, it's supposed to be at all. I don't think that at all. So yeah, I'm trying to slow down and just take it easy, but I have to think about it. Like the word down, I say originally down, but over here it's down. Sit down. Sit your ass down. I, I can't do it. I just cannot. I say I can't do it, but I'm probably doing it, but it's something that on command I can't do it. So, oh man. I tried. At least I'm trying for you. Oh man. I love how I said that I was dismissing myself like half an hour ago, and here I am still. Anyways, do you say purse or pocketbook? I say purse or handbag because pocketbook was like, what kind of book goes in your pocket? I am so confused. I guess one of those tiny dictionaries or tiny tourist guides could fit in your pocket, but pocketbook? I don't see the association with that and a handbag. I just really don't. But yeah, I opt for saying purse more than anything. Or, hold on, purse. Is that better? The purse. But yeah, purse. Purse. We also we also say all y'all people over there. Yeah, I know that one. I know that one because I was mind blown. I made that connection. All y'all, all y'all people over there need to come over here. Are you coming over? Something like that. Um, let's see. Oh, another word is craft. I say craft originally, but my friends from the north say craft. But the people from the south, if I'm getting this right, is craft. Are you crafting that? I think it's craft. Yeah, craft, craft, craft versus craft, which is what I say. Once in a blue moon, take your own sweet time. See, that's another thing that I notice Southerners do a lot. Sweetheart, sweetness, like like there is so much sugar and sweetness and just yeah. That's probably the thing that's gonna send me into a pre-diabetic shock or something, you know, all the sweetness that I have received. So yeah, sick as a dog. So originally I say it as dog, and then I try to say dog, but don't hold water. Hey, stop talking to my lady like that. Oh wait, let me southernize that. Hey, stop talking to my lady like that. Wait, talking. I'm saying talking. Talking. S- stop stop talking to my lady like that. I, I can't do it. This is so hard for me. Stop talking to my lady like that. I don't know how that would sound in a Florida accent because I hear that Floridians don't really have an accent. So, anyways, plain possum, hissy fit. He said the word hiss. So, my name is Sam, and I'm here seeing y'all. Getting on my last nerve. I responded to your email, and trust me, I don't have a South accent. You'll see. Haha. Awesome. I look forward to the response. I am hoping that it is a positive one because it's gonna suck for me if I gotta be, my status. So it would just be great. That's all I'm saying. Let me see. Um, go out, go outside and get me a switch. Nah, I'ma make you cry. Oh. Well, I accept. I accept tears. Tears. Tear. Flew off the handle. Flew off the handle. Oh gosh. I guess I need to retitle this video as toward the end I attempt to undo my speech or something like that. Um, I feel like there is a term for when you retrain yourself to sound a certain way or something. So anyway, you ain't right. Oh, it'll be aight. It'll be aight. That's another one I hear a lot. I feel like it's more of a informal thing, crazy thing people do. So anyways. Oh, I got a good one for you. The word lab, but entirely. I hear some people say laboratory. I hear some people say laboratory. And the way I originally say it is laboratory. So be gentle with me. But that's when I heard laboratory, I was like, what? Ah, you're gonna have fun with this one. The library. The library. Use library in a sentence. I just did. But originally, I say it as library because there is a fucking B and an R in there. So use library in a sentence. I do not go to the library as often as I should. Hell no. I do not go to the library as often as I should. Often. I am losing control again. Often. You know, I guess I should just type a load of nothing. Like have a video where I actually have a script so that I can concentrate on it and maybe I could pull it off. So that I can concentrate on it. You're going to be surprised. Almost nobody has that South accent in Florida. Yeah, I believe it because I have met like 10 people from Florida who I kind of keep up with in the regular. And I wouldn't have guessed that they're from Florida unless somehow they brought that up in the conversation. So, also, Californians sound completely different. I feel like, for example, I feel like they negate whatever they're saying. Like, like if they say something like, um, "Oh no, no, yeah, yeah, for sure," that means yes. If they say, "Yeah, no, yeah, negative," that means no. If they say, "Heck no," yeah, negative, uh-uh, that's an absolute no. You know what I'm saying? It's like some people say, "Yeah, no, 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 not interested," for sure, not interested. Like I feel like it's like a statement that completely like negates the previous statement. I'm just lacking better words to describe that, but yeah, that's something that I have heard a lot from, typically from people in the Pacific, like West Coast. I've never been out there, so I have no idea what the general public sounds like, but the folks who I have met over here from over there, yeah, they have me tripping. Yeah, I think I'm caught up with the comments. I always feel bad if I skip anything. What state do you live in again? Sir, that is completely highly classified information. But I guess eventually you will possess enough clearance and privilege to know such info. That's all I gotta say. No, but I have been deliberately not saying which state I'm from because I feel weird about saying that. I mean, that doesn't mean that it's revealing my exact location, but I feel like the less info that's out there, the better. And I'm also trying for my phone to stop. I feel like if I attach my location to things, even if it's speech or anything, I start getting weird emails, weird correspondence, weird phone numbers calling me. And ever since I don't use my location on anything, the volume of that type of thing has really decreased. So, anyways, Yeah, you're right. Can't trust niggas in this live stream. Scamming and shit. Yeah. Um. See, I wish that comments were somehow saved during the stream because I have to read everything and then that's how we know what was said because I would think that the comments that you guys post while the thing is streaming goes to the comment section, but it doesn't for whatever reason. Now, some gamers have, I guess, a program of some sort that lets them do that, but, anyways. Let's see. Judging by that last comment, it's 11:51. All right, guys. So yeah, seriously, I am going to bail right now because I don't have to necessarily be up early tomorrow, but I would rather get started on the dishes that I have because otherwise my mom might freak out on me. So back to normal. Yeah, I got some stuff that I just gotta, I just got to the party. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I guess you tend to sign in a little later at night. So for future streams, I will keep you in mind. But yeah, hun, seriously, it's been 131 minutes already. Assista needs to go. But don't worry, we'll catch up. In fact, if you want to, next time you're free, let me know the exact date, time, coordinates, and everything, and I shall accommodate you. We shall have a streaming date. But for right now, it's just I gotta go. So, anyways, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I started rambling like crazy. So yeah, but seriously, I have to really try to get up and I shouldn't feel too bad physically, but yeah, it is important that I leave the kitchen clean. And then after that, I really want to crash because I'm not feeling tired, but I don't want to go to bed too late because then that'll really mess up my sleep pattern for the weekend and I do need to wake up early. So, yeah. But yeah, I had a lot of fun and I hope you guys too. So anyways, I'll catch y'all later. Bye.